Now at 8, a big update in the infamous Menendez brothers case. Could they be released from prison after decades behind bars? Good evening. You're watching LA Live News tonight. I'm Christine Devine.
Hey there, I'm Brooke Thomas. Thank you for joining us. I'm in for Marla Tellez.
Tonight, Erik and Lyle Menendez will get their day in court.
A battle with LA District Attorney Nathan Hochman ended with the judge making a favorable ruling for Menendez. Fox 11's Gina Silva is live outside the courthouse in downtown LA with the very latest. Gina.
Well, Brooke, Christine, the hearing lasted all day long. We were told that it was going to be just a few hours. No, it lasted all day long. And there was speculation that the judge may even postpone it to next week because both sides were just going back and forth. In the end, the judge ruled in favor of the Menendez brothers.
It was nice to see the judge ruled fairly, thoughtfully, heard arguments.
The family of Erik and Lyle Menendez expressed their gratitude to the LA County judge who ruled that the brothers' resentencing hearing will proceed as scheduled. The courtroom was packed with the Menendez brothers' family and supporters, including actor Cooper Koch, who portrayed Erik in the Netflix series about the infamous Beverly Hills murders. District Attorney Nathan Hochman was also present as prosecutors displayed graphic photos from the 1989 murders of Jose and Kitty Menendez, a move that deeply upset the family.
Yet again, we were re-traumatized by this district attorney's office. Again, third time in a couple of months. So that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, they were very upset about that. There was no warning, and some of the younger family members had never seen those photos, so it was quite shocking. Now, you may remember back in February, Nathan Hochman held a news conference announcing his opposition to a resentencing hearing, and he also said that the brothers were liars. They said that they've been lying for many, many years, and that they couldn't keep their story straight, and that is why he was opposing a resentencing hearing. Of course, the judge disagreed with that tonight. And the resentencing hearing has been scheduled for April 17th and 18th. That's next week. The family is planning to address the court and talk about how they are changed men. They're not the same people that they were 35 years ago.
This is one of the pathways as they make their pitch for freedom. We have the hearing coming up, as you mentioned. Let's go back to the initial thought from DA Gascon, who first broached this idea about saying, yes, I think they should be released. The judge basically said, we agree with you and that they should get a hearing on that, right?
That is exactly what happened. Yes, you know, when George Gascon first announced this, it was in November, so it was considered very political move, right? The election's coming up. Oh, he's just doing it for that reason. And that's what Nathan Hochman was saying all along. And of course, he is just absolutely opposed to a resentencing hearing, expressing what he did, that he just never believed that the brothers expressed remorse. The family says, yes, they have, and they are completely rehabilitated. They've done so many good things in prison, and they're not a danger to the community anymore.
And our new DA has been holding the news conference, really outlining their case as to why the Menendez brothers should not be freed. And true that showing of those graphic photos of the murder scene was to show basically how pre-planned this was, how awful the murder of their parents was, and that really to make their case that that's a crime in which you do need to stay in prison.
Right. That's his argument. Of course, his family, the Menendez brothers' family, disagrees with that. And they say, you know, they've already served 35 years. They believe that the brothers were molested, and they also express that when they did lie, you know, there's no denying that the brothers lied. They lied about, you know, first saying that the mafia had killed their parents, and there were so many different lies that Nathan Hochman, of course, addressed again. But the family says, look, they were sexually abused. They were nervous kids. Of course they were going to lie. They didn't want to be, you know, they didn't want to go to prison. So that's why the family is just saying, you know, they've already served their time. They've expressed remorse. They're not the same people.
It's interesting, something Alex was saying earlier on the 4 p.m. show I saw, it's just an interesting dynamic that when you say, you know, the family wants this, the family says this, you are talking about the family of both the victim and the two men convicted of this crime at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And most of the family members are in support of release of the brothers. There was one family member who expressed, you know, he was not okay with it. But as far as we knew, it was just one family member who didn't want the brothers released.
Everybody else sided with them getting freedom. In fact, the woman who spoke, let me get this right, her father was married to Jose's sister, and he and Jose were childhood friends from Cuba. All right, Gina, thank you so much. Appreciate that.